It's still structurally sound. It's not a hazard to Chicagoans, and so far, so good. In the 1970s, architect Harry Weese wanted to turn the Fulton House into apartments. Now that was a pretty big undertaking. First he had to thaw out the building. That took him 6 months to do. The whole interior was encased in ice. Big freezer. Then he had to cart off literal tons of horsehair and cork that was used to insulate the building's walls. Those balconies go about 4 feet into the side of the Fulton House. That's how thick those walls were with that horsehair and that cork, that insulation. But he pulled it off. People live there now very happily. I'm sure they're not paying too much for utilities. I'm sure the insulation is really great. Nothing's getting out of that. And then he wanted to show off more of his rebellious, his artistic side. They doing yoga on that boat? We could do that. Stand up, everybody. Mountain pose. The 1980s architect Harry Weese, he wanted to show off a little bit more of his artistic side. He went with the river cottages, these funky buildings just next door with all the triangles around them. This is a style of architecture we call postmodernism. Postmodernism is kind of weird. It's a little bit of a vague architectural style, but one of the kind of calling cards of this style is that architects bring in different walks of life other than architecture in a symbolic way. These triangles all throughout the building, those are supposed to look like sails. Harry Weese was a sailor. He wanted to bring his own personal life into these buildings. One of those river cottages sold for $2.25 million in 2015, and that is 2015 money. I'm sure that is only going up. All three are currently inhabited. And speaking of expensive, we've got the East Bank Club, which will be coming up underneath the Kinsey Street Bridge. This is a very large gym with some pretty notable alumni. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Billie Jean King, Oprah Winfrey, Barack Obama, all had cards to go in and get themselves a workout at that East Bank Club in the River North neighborhood. Early in the gym's history, it was just a concrete slab. We wanted to ignore the Chicago River, which is what a lot of Chicagoans did for a very long time. They didn't want to look at it because it was so nasty. But then in the year 2006, they said, well, maybe we love it. Let's put some windows in, and that's exactly what they did. Really showed a turning point in Chicago's history towards our waterways. All right, I do not want to disturb these wonderful people living in the Kinsey Park townhome, so I'm going to hop off the microphone, walk around the boat, make sure we're doing okay. If you got questions for me, let me know. I love answering questions. Caroline is still back there at the bar. It is now 7:58. You have my permission to drink. I will be back with you in just a couple of minutes.